since we did our last video. Back at work after Christmas, and we're short-staffed, so we've had to do, everyone else is on holidays, but we kept the shop open. So I thought I would show you putting the tappet cover gasket on. Now last episode, we just sat the tappet cover gasket in there, and then we spoke about gluing it on to the top. So I thought, bugger it, we may as well do that. So some bugger's been drinking Corona beer over Christmas around my shed. If I find who that is, boy. Okay, so what the idea is work out which side, box is wobbling around like it's had a few now, work out which side of your gasket must go to your tappet cover. So in my instance, it would go that way. So we need to turn the gasket over like that. And I went and bought some, look, it's Sika brand, but all it is, it's a spray contact adhesive. So we give that a bit of a shake and the same on here. Now we normally, you let that air off, flash off for a minute. It just, it makes it tacky, holds everything in place better. I'll just get a little bit of grease ready. It just doesn't matter what sort of grease you use, it's just, that's not important. It's just a little bit of a lubricant on the other surface, just to make it not stick to the cylinder head. I'll also get I think I have a little bit of silicone here. I have to look for the silicone, I use it that rarely. And we'll get our nuts ready for the top as well. So you can see that now, you can see it gets a bit stringy. That's just how we want it. So if we pop that over here, sit it in place properly. Make sure it's sitting where we want it. And within a minute or two, that gasket will be stuck to the tappet cover. So just hold that in place there for a moment. And the idea is that we can run a bit of grease around here, and because it's a new engine, we're going to want to pop the tappet cover off and tension the head after we give it a run and redo the tappets and things like that. So we're just making sure that the gasket is reusable and that when we clamp it down, it's not going to move anywhere. So right, we can get rid of our beer box. Yeah, we had to drink a whole carton of beer just to get that box, just for the show. Hey, the struggles, the things we do. You just wouldn't believe the effort I put into this. Okay, and this is just a bit of grease I had open, so it can be any grease. Look, just a smear around. We're just trying to stop the gasket or the cork here sticking to the cylinder head. Now, the cylinder head's nice and clean, so it probably won't anyway, but just a, what's it hurt? I wasn't going to show you this, but I just thought in the end, I thought, well, I'm not sure I was that clear with what I was saying about how to do it, and the best way is just do a quick and dirty video on how to do it. And that way you can see how we do it. Okay, so that tappet cover gasket is stuck on there. We should be able to slide that down, line up the holes. Now I usually just pop a little bit of silicone on here. Just a little blob like that and a blob like that. Then there's a flat washer there already too, so then we just wind the bolts down. I've got to find the other bolt yet, it's over there somewhere. There it is. Stop looking, I got it. I found it. Now when we're tightening all this down, you can just see that in frame. And we just tighten that down firm because we know we are going to have it off later, but we don't really want an oil leak just in the testing, so I think you can just see that in the screen. At this stage you have a look around and you make sure that nothing's gone wrong and that your gasket is still sitting in place, and ours is. So then I like to wipe any silicone off. Any excess. Now with silicone, when we go to paint the engine down the track a little bit, wherever the silicone's touched, your paint won't want to stick. There is a thing you can get called silicone drops, and your paint supply will have it, and it's for, I believe, panel beaters and that use it, and as people polish their cars, they use this bloody silicone polish, and that gets into the paint a bit and it makes it a bugger for the panel beaters to sand over top and to finish off. You get these little silicone fish eyes. So at this stage we can pop this back on, push him right up into there. Wrong one, Lance. It's Saturday morning early, first day of the weekend. I'm not going to get my normal long weekend, so I've just got to crack on and try and get a bit of stuff done. So the breather pipe there, we can pop that on. Now, at this time, the fuel tank bolt's on here. So I'm going to turn the clamps so we can actually get to them with the fuel tank on later, if we want to. I don't know why we'd want to, but anyway. Tighten this here. Gravity. Jack attack. Gravity's always pretty good around where I'm working. With that breather pipe, I've actually got a little, one of the timing cover bolts down the bottom here. You can hear the shed, a bit of a dong dong in the background from time to time, and that's the that's the door just bumping in the track. This morning I haven't put the wooden wedges in to stop it doing that. I'm actually rushing a bit this morning, and the reason is we have the grandkids over and we're teaching them to drive the rider mower, and Judy's got some jobs, and so they're wanting to ride the rider mower. So while they're up the front, I'm having a bit of a go down here. Might tighten this top one. That might help pull the other one in. Right, looks like it needs a bit of a twist down there. Alright, but look, that's neither here nor there, putting the breather tube on. What we're going to do now is we're going to pop the engine off the stand here, and we're going to, I still haven't fixed the injector tester, we're going to pop it aside for a moment, and I've made a bracket for the gearbox for this engine stand, so we're going to probably move on and start pulling the gearbox off the tractor and work on that while I'm doing the other jobs. But we can always come back from time to time and just do little bits and pieces. I just want to get on with that gearbox so I can order parts if we need to. So there you go, that's fitting the tappet cover with the bare contact cement like I spoke of. Look, I just thought I'd do a quick video just to show you what I was talking about in case it was a bit vague.